If you own a home in Wesley Chapel right now, or you're thinking about selling in the next few months, this is the video you need to watch. Because the market shifted this summer, and a lot of sellers out here don't realize it yet. They're still pricing their home like it's March. They're still expecting multiple offers in a weekend. And that mindset is costing them money, and it's costing them time on the market. I'm about to walk you through the real numbers. Straight out of the MLS, I pulled active listings, pending sales, closed sales, pricing trends, days on the market, and a new construction boom that just put the Tampa area on the map nationally. I'm going to break down what's happening across Wesley Chapel's zip codes 33543, 33544, and 33545. New construction and resale. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly where this market stands, and more importantly, what to do about it. Before we dive in, if you're new here, hit subscribe. I break down the Wesley Chapel and New Tampa market every single month with real MLS data. No guesses, no vibes, not a headline someone wrote to get clicks. So you want the truth about what your home is worth right now? You're in the right place. So let's start with a headline that got my attention yesterday. Homes.com just ranked the Tampa area number 10 in the entire United States for new construction activity. And I can tell you firsthand, a huge chunk of that activity is happening right here in Wesley Chapel. This isn't some small side trend anymore. It's actively shaping how this entire market behaves. And if you're a resale seller, you need to understand it because it directly affects you. Right now, there's 102 brand new construction homes sitting actively on the market in Wesley Chapel alone. That's roughly 1 out of every 5 active listings you'll find here. The median price on those new builds is $528,990. And here's the part that really matters if you're a resale seller. Over the last 6 months, new construction accounting for roughly 1 in every 3 homes that closed in Wesley Chapel. 257 new construction closings out of 744 total closings across communities like Avalon Park West, Persimmon Park, Epperson, Valencia Ridge. It's not a niche corner of the market. That's 1/3 of everything that changed hands. So why does that matter to you if you own a resale home? Because you're not competing with your neighbor's house anymore. You're competing with a builder who can offer rate buydowns, closing cost credits, design center upgrades, a house that nobody's lived in at a price that a lot of the cases is a lot in line with what resale homes are asking for. And builders move fast. New construction pending sales right now are averaging just 45 days on the market before going under contract. Compare that to the resale side, where pending homes are averaging 67 days before they even get an accepted offer. Builders are outpacing resale sellers right now, and if your listing is sitting, that gap is a big part of why. Now let's zoom out and talk about the overall inventory, because this tells a real story of where this market stands. There are currently 501 active listings in Wesley Chapel. Here's how that breaks down by price point. And this really matters because it shows you exactly what you're competing against. 6 homes are listed under $300,000. 101 are between $300,000 and $400,000. 136 sit between $400,000 and $500,000. And that's the single biggest chunk of inventory in this market right now. 101 are between $500,000 and $600,000. 89 homes are between $600,000 and $800,000. And above $800,000, there's 66 homes. 37 of those homes are priced above $1 million. So if you're a buyer watching this, there's a lot to choose from in almost every price range right now. And honestly, if you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for a better window, this is starting to look like it. With this much inventory, sellers are negotiating on price and closing cost, sometimes even rate buydowns. You have room to ask for things that buyers simply couldn't ask for a couple of years ago. Don't assume you have to pay full price just because that's what the market did in 2022 and 2023. And if you're a seller, that means you're not the only option on the table. You need to give the buyers a reason to pick your house over the other 100 plus competing listings in your price bracket. Buyers have leverage right now that they simply did not have 2 or 3 years ago in this market. And the seller who accepts that reality early, they're the ones who end up selling on their timeline, not 6 months later. Let's talk about time on the market, because this is one of the clearest signs of where we are in this cycle. The average active listing in Wesley Chapel has now been sitting for 97 days. That's over 3 months on the market and climbing. Homes that have already sold in the last 6 months averaged 81 days on the market before they were under contract, with an average of 75 days to contract overall. Once you factor in the relistings and the adjustments, a couple of years ago, this market, good homes were going under contract in a week, sometimes with multiple offers over asking. We are nowhere close to that anymore, and sellers who are still operating on that old timeline are the ones getting frustrated right now. What does that mean for you if you're selling? It means that the list it and sell it itself strategy is dead in the market. Pricing, presentation, and marketing matter more than they ever have in years. Homes that are priced accurately from day one and staged and photographed well are still moving at a healthy pace. Homes that are priced with wishful thinking, hoping to test the market at the top of the range, they're the ones sitting past that 90, 100, 120 day mark, chasing the market with price reductions instead of just pricing it right the very first time. Now here's the number that really tells you what kind of market we're in. Out of the last 487 recorded home sales in Wesley Chapel, 327 of them sold below asking price. That's 2 out of every 3 sales, closing under what the seller originally hoped for. On average, sellers are closing at just under 98 cents on the dollar of their list price. That's right there, it's a textbook sign of a buyer's market. And let's talk pricing trends month by month, because this is where it gets really interesting. And this is the piece most sellers are missing right now. Back in February, the median sold price in Wesley Chapel was $465,000. It climbed steadily through the spring. March came in at $470,000, April $485,000, May $504,700, May $504,700, and it peaked in June at $540,000. But then it turned. July's median sold price dropped down to $496,000, and so far in August, it's sitting around $487,500. That's roughly 10% pullback from the June peak in just 2 months. So if you talk to an agent or you pulled up your Zillow estimate back in May or June and they told you your home was worth top dollar, that number most likely has softened since then. A lot of sellers are still walking into the listing appointments expecting June pricing in an August market, and that's a mismatch between what a home is worth at the peak and what it's actually worth today. This is exactly why so many homes are sitting on the market right now without a single offer. Here's what all of this means. If you're considering selling this fall, we are in a buyer's market, plain and simple. Inventory is elevated, new construction is eating into the resale demand, days on the market are stretching out, and prices have cooled noticeably since that summer peak. That does not mean you shouldn't sell. It means you need to be strategic about how you do it. 3 things I'm telling every single seller I work with right now. First, price it accurately from day one based on where the market actually is today, not where it was back in June. A home that's priced right out of the gate gets more showings, more urgency, and a better final number than a home that starts high and chases the market down. Second, present it beautifully. With this much competition on the market, buyers are choosy, and they're walking through 5 or 6 houses before they make a decision. Staging, decluttering, and fixing the small stuff is not an option right now. It's expected. The third Market it aggressively. Sitting on the MLS and hoping is not a strategy in this market. You need a real marketing, video, social reach, and an agent who actually is pushing your listing, not putting a sign in the yard and just waiting. That's exactly why I'm video forward with every single listing I take. Buyers are scrolling before they're ever calling an agent. And if your home isn't showing up in that scroll, it's getting skipped over. For the house, that is. If you're in limbo right now, trying to decide whether to list this fall or wait until next spring, that's exactly the conversation I'm having with sellers every single week. And honestly, waiting isn't always the safe choice. People think it is. It's a conversation worth having with the real numbers in front of you before you make a decision either way. If you or someone you know is relocating in or out of the Tampa Bay area, or really anywhere in the country, I build a network of trusted, vetted agents nationwide through my referral program. So whether you're moving to Wesley Chapel or you're moving away from it for a new job or to be closer to family, reach out to me and I'll personally connect you with an agent I trust to take great care of you on the other end. It costs you nothing, and it means you're not starting from scratch with a random agent search in a city that you don't know. If you made it this far in the video, you're clearly someone who takes their home and their money seriously. So let's put all of this into action. If you want to know exactly what your home is worth in this current market, not last spring's market, comment the word value below in this video. And I'll personally get you a free, no obligation CMA based on everything we just walked through today. Real time, real numbers, no fluff. And before you go, if this video helped you understand what's actually happening in Wesley Chapel right now, hit subscribe so you don't miss next month's update, like this video, and share it with someone who might be on the fence about selling. It genuinely helps this channel grow, and it helps me keep bringing you real numbers instead of headlines and not guesswork. I'm Whitney. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.